Hello, hello, hello. It's tea time with Tracy. Come on in. Tea time with Tracy. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in, everyone. I'm on a little early today. I got something that I need to take care of at 8:30. So I figured I'd come on early. Come on in, everyone. Come on. Tell a friend. Tune on in with me. Come on in. Hello, everyone. It's Tea Time with Tracy. Come on in. Sing my jingle with me. Yes. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Please share, share, share. Come on in, everyone. Yes. It's tea time with Tracy. Come on in. Thank you. Come on in, everyone. It's so dark. I don't want to get it light now. Come on in. Come on in. It's tea time with Tracy. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to get a better lighting. Come on in, y'all. Please let me know you're on. Share, share, share. Come on in, everyone. Yes. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Yes, come on in, everyone. Come on in, please share. Yes, please share. I'm not going to be with you long on today. Yes, yes. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you all for tuning in with Tea Time with Tracy. I'm so excited to be on with you on this evening. As it is my custom, I always come on Mondays. It just so happened I'm coming on a half an hour early because at 8:30 I have a Zoom class that I need to attend. So I'm not going to be able to be on that long. I may try to come back in, but that's not a guarantee. However, I'm so glad that you took the time to tune in with me on this evening. So please share, share, share with your family and your friends and let them know that Tea Time with Tracy is on. So what I'm doing now, I just want to, hello Sharon, I just want to connect with a couple of people and let them know that I'm on, and if they can just join on in the discussion, that will be great. I do believe my administrators may be on a little late today, but nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and do as we always do. I appreciate each and every one of you who take the time to tune in to Tea Time with Tracy. You don't have to, but I appreciate you. And I just want to let you know, I thank you for coming on. Um, like I said, every time I come on, I make it be known that I've been doing this for about a year, and I'm trying to progress as I go. I'm learning as I go. There's always something new to learn. So when you come on, please, I see the views coming on, but I'd like to get your comments. Let me just explain to those new people that are coming on, and for my original staff to know that, not staff, but my normal following, as we always say, Tea Time with Tracy is where we come together to encourage each other and to admire and to assist each other, expressing, relating to relationship. As you all know, I've written a book called An Unbreakable Bond, which you see in the right hand corner. My book is An Unbreakable Bond, An Ultimate Mother and Daughter Relationship. I formulated this tea time spinning from off the book. We're talking about relationships because relationships are important. I believe that there is an enemy that is after our soul, and he does not like unity. He does not like relationships. And what he does everything in his power to interfere in the relationships, be it mother and daughter relationship, father and son relationship, or even just relationships with husband and wife, family, and even when it comes to work. Relationships are very important. And the thing about them, the only way for us to grow and to make it, because we are better together, is to make sure that we um, be unified and make sure that our relationships, we create a bond in our relationships that is unbreakable. And when we are united as a united front, we're able to withstand any and everything. Hello, sis. I'm glad to see you, Cynthia. Hello, Jasmine. Glad to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm excited for you, Jasmine, and your future endeavors. I think that things are going to go well for you. Just stay positive, and you and Percy, y'all stay together and y'all go forward. All things are possible, and always stay in prayer. So, getting back to what I was saying about Tea Time with Tracy, is where we come together and we discuss all types of matters relating to relationship. You have the opportunity to write your comments on the topic of discussion, and then we take it from there. So on today, our topic of discussion, I'm just going to do another part two to what we did on last week. However, just in case, um, just in case if the comments come in, we can always deviate from what we're starting with. But the thing is, I like to make sure I start out with something. Last week was a very good topic, and I was asked to continue it. So I'm trying to do that now. I'm trying to get a hold of the people that was asking me to make sure that I bring it back to the forefront. So that is what I'm doing now. But if you can be so kind to all of you to ask to share with your people. Hello, Denise. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. As I said earlier, I'm going to be on for a short time. I have a Zoom class that I'm attending, Zoom meeting rather, that I'm attending at 8:30, and I don't want to miss it. Hello, Jasmine. All right, you guys are coming in. I'm just seeing it now. Good to see you, Jasmine. Hello, cousin Kama. Hey, says, okay, Denise is here. All right, so this is good. This is good. So let us get back to, I want to go back to the topic of discussion that we had on last week. As you all know, I have to use my phone so I can see the Facebook comments. But I'm trying to put it where I don't cut my computer off. And I forgot what I did the last time. So I'm going to try my best to do it this way. So, hello, cousin. Good to see you. I'm trying to fix it where, please do not cut my button off. Okay, so last week we talked about ghost parent, present but not present. And we were talking about, now again, remember what I had said to you all. This is the topic of discussion. This is a part two, only because I was asked to bring it up again. But I don't, if there's a topic that of importance that you believe that is needed, that's going to help you, it's okay to put it in the comments and we can take it from there. Okay? So this is what we do here, because again, it's all about us building one another, building our relationships, being able to have the opportunity, a place where you're able to discuss things and be able to find a way, because you never know who someone can help you, someone can assist you. We are a wealth of information. We must be helpers of one another. So that's what that's all about. Hello, cousin Lawrence. Thank you for tuning in. So we were talking on last week about ghost parenting and um, being present but not present, and the devastating effects on a family. When you have a family, when you have a parent that is in the home who their main focus is just providing, but they're forgetting about the nurturing and the emotional needs of the individual, of the children, and even their spouse for that matter. I'm not going to use spouse because we're talking about parenting, we're talking about children. A lot of times we see a lot of the children having the types of self-esteem and low self-esteem and mental emotional issues, because a lot of times there's something that was missing from that ghost parent. You see, it takes a mother and a father. Hey, there go my administrator, Montrese. Thank you for tuning in. It takes a mother and father. It takes a man and a woman to make a child. It takes a mother and father to help raise a child. And they need both parents. They need both parents present, not just the providing aspect, but they need to hear from their father. They need to hear from their mother. They need to feel the love, the nurturing. They need to get instructions. They need to know that there must be a balance. And what happens is sometimes when it comes down to raising children, the father may just do the providing aspect of it, and then the mother only do the nurturing and the emotional aspect of it. And then the father comes in from work, and the child is looking to have its time with its dad, and the dad is like, I've done my part. I'm working. I'm tired, and they're just considering what they need to do for themselves. Well, that can create an imbalance in the child, in the upbringing of the child. It can cause some kind of emotional. It can have an issue with detachment, abandonment. It has all kinds of effects, and people don't even realize when we become adults, some of the things that we see in our character is formulated from something that happened from our childhood. And so what we're doing here is we're discussing these things. So it's not so much that not to beat up on our parents or not to beat up on ourselves for what we didn't do. It's for us to take notice, acknowledge, and then we build going forward. And then if we have children that are still small, then we try to not allow the things that we experience to infiltrate it on them. What we do is we take those things that we know that were painful for us or cause us, put us in a place where we're having difficulties. We make sure that we don't put that on our children. We have to understand no one is perfect, no family is perfect, no relationship is perfect. Nothing that we do would ever be perfect. But what we ought to do is to work towards doing the best that we can and perfecting all that we can. There is no perfect mom. Let's get that out of our minds. There is no mother that is perfect. Whom God has given you, He has given you, and it's for a lesson. Either they were supposed to nurture you or teach you. However, at the end of the day, it's something that you will walk away from. You may either walk away from that. Me not say walk away, grow up, learning that that's the type of mother I want to be, or that's the type of mother I will not be, or that's the type of mother that I'm going to keep in remembrance to learn. That's what it is. It's always either it's going to be or not. It just same thing with fathers. So the thing about it is that we can never undo anything that has been done, but what we can do is that we can just move forward and we build. If we have our daughters, we have our children, we have our spouses, we build. If you come from, okay, I know I'm talking about I mentioned this ghost parent, but I'm deviating into on this aspect in relationships, in marriages, in siblings, relationships. There are things we must build those relationships. We must create bonds. We must find a way to not allow the idiosyncrasies to take us to a place where we lose sight of of what we ought to be to each other. You understand? I'm discovering, and I don't know why I'm going here, but I'm discovering that we have, just as a people, we are so easy to hold on to things that are negative over holding on to things that are positive. We're so easy to make, hello, Kimberly. It is so easy for us to make permanent decisions on temporary situations. We're so easy to not, to see, to be in our nouns without looking or having a vision for our tomorrow. We should, I think the Bible tells us, as a man thinketh, so is he. And I know it takes two people and relationships, the jobs, husbands, wife, whatever, it takes two. We're not, there's no man is an island. But the thing is, when it comes down to relationships, somebody has to set the tone. Somebody has to set the tone. So when we go to the ghost parent, let's go to the ghost parent. The ghost parent, that means there's another parent there in the home. That other parent, instead of pulling or pointing out that ghost parent in the era, what we do is we bring it to their attention, because sometimes a ghost parent don't even know that that's what they are sometimes. And so the thing what we could do is that we can, it's how you, the presentation. You can tell that spouse, you can tell that woman, or you can tell that man, listen, every day for the past week, you have not attended to the child or our children. Every day for the past week, you just do the same routine and we're not included. It's like you're here, but you're not here. And then you remind them on Monday, this is what you did. Let's just take a look. I'm not blaming you. I just want you to bring it to you, your understanding and your recognition that, or I've acknowledged or perceived that this to be the thing. Then sometimes, depending on, you know who you're dealing with, depending on whether they're going to receive it. Can I get some hearts? Listen, y'all. I'm just talking, but please do not hesitate in putting in comments anywhere, because that's what I'm waiting for. You put in something, I'm going to bring it up. Remember, at 8:30, I have to tune off. Okay, so let's just get this going as best we can. So the thing is, I want to just bring it to your attention that sometimes we have ghost parents who are not aware that they are a ghost parent, not aware that they're harming their family by not participating. Mom, let's see what Montree says. What if they're a ghost parent but not a ghost spouse, and it's okay with the present parent because they understand? Okay, what if they're a ghost parent but not a ghost spouse? Okay, and it's okay with, but this is the thing. The ghost parent has nothing to do. The ghost parent is all about the child. It's all about the child. Being a ghost parent, it's all about the child. It's not about the spouse. It's about um, the what the need of the child is. Because even though, yes, the other parent can be affected by the ghost parent action, because remember, if that ghost parent is not attending to the children, that means the other person that's involved, the other parent, is taking on the load. Okay. And not, when I say load, is taking on that extra responsibility of making sure that where that ghost parent is falling short and providing the emotional, let's say it's emotional support, that other parent is going to always be going to try to go the extra mile. The thing about that is this, is that if that's what that other parent does, it still does not negate the fact that the children feel the absence. See, the thing is, the children feel the absence of the ghost parent. It's like you're hungry. Let's just say this. Let me give you a clear example. I want you to get a visual of it. What I believe a ghost parent is. They said present but not present. It's like you're hungry. You got food there that you know can give you the fulfillment that you need. You know what you're craving. You know what you desire. You need to eat. You need that food. It's present before you, but it's not provided to you. It's not given to you. It's there, but you can't get the nourishment from it. It's there, it's present before you. You're hungry and the food is there. Can I get some hearts? Can y'all get this analogy? It's right there before you. You're not told you can't eat. You can eat, the food is right there. However, you can't get the nourishment from it because it's present but not present. It's there but not giving you what you need. So what's the purpose? Where is that child being nourished? That child has the ability to say, I had food, but I didn't get to eat it because it was just there, it was laid before me, but I didn't have access to it. That's what it's like having a ghost parent. It's there, but I don't have access to it. I don't know if that's a good analogy, but I believe that's, I just wanted you to get a visual. You're a child. You put the plate is there in front of that child, but that child can have be nourished by it because it's sitting there, but it's not untouchable. You're the parent, but you're untouchable. You're unreachable. I can't get what I need from you. I can get the financial. I can get, because see, remember, the food is a representation of, hello, Sylvia. Hello, Natoya. So these things affect children. So now let's just take, you can have, and remember, ghost parent can be anyone. It can be the father or it can be the mother. It can be anyone. And then you see, sometimes that's where children, young ladies grow up and you see certain things that they're lacking and missing because there's certain things that, and I'm talking about sometimes where they have the parent in the household. Hello, Elder Freeland. So being a ghost parent, it's very important that it has a devastating effect. And a lot of times people think just because you can have a single parent home, that doesn't mean that father who's not in that home. You can have, put like this, you can have single parent homes and the father is very present in the life of that child. And that child is getting all its needs met from that father who's not even living in the home over a father that's living in the home, just present there, but no involvement, no access. That's a terrible place. It's very devastating. It's very devastating. So sometimes it's a twofold. It's a twofold because, bless you, Elder, thank you, bless you. Um, it's a twofold situation. So being just providing a roof over children's head is not enough. They need they need the nurturing of their mother, the emotional support, the mental support. They need the spiritual support. They need all of that from the mother. And guess what? They need the exact same thing from the father. That's what we call, and then you will see a well-rounded, developed child. But when you see that imbalance, and you be surprised what it is. And this is the thing. A lot of times a parent feel like because just because they're in the home that, oh, I come from a two-parent home, yeah, but how much access did they have to you? Was you always working? Did you set aside time where that child just know this is daddy and son or daddy and daughter time? They have a set time that they know this is when I'm with daddy, and they can walk away, they can grow with that established times for the child. So they know that parent alone. The children should know the family as a unit, and they should know their parents as individuals. And the only time that you see a lot of times children have that is when the children are from single parent home. And I can use me for an example. Cola has a relationship with me, her mother, and she has a relationship with her father. And that was established. So there's a balance that because she knows her dad's way of doing things, her dad's way of thinking, her dad's way of moving. The only thing she doesn't have is the structure of the family unit in the home, but she has the parental guidance and love and nurturing and emotional support and mental. She has that from us equally. Now, when you come from a two family parent home, sometimes the family is just a family and they negate or forget about the importance of having that individual relationship with the child, where the child know the father for who he is, and in that father child part, and the child know its mother, and then they know each other as a family. There's two different things going on there. Monchi says there's nothing like a mother's love, but there's nothing like a father's admiration. Exactly. Yes, absolutely. 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 So the thing about that is that sometimes, and we need to, because I came from two family, I came from two parents in a home. My mom and dad was in a home together. But I look at the relationship my daughter has with her father over the relationship I have with my dad. I didn't have my relationship with my dad came in the latter years. And that's another thing too. Sometimes you have parents where they only know how to, you may have a mother who know how to only deal with the child while it's a child. But when that child, let's just say their daughter, a mother can have an awesome relationship with their daughter from a baby up until they say 16. After they hit 16, they don't know how to deal with them. That happens. Same thing with the father. Or you can have a father where he can have a relationship with his child while they're older and don't have it while they're young, or have it while they're young and don't have it when they're older. And because one of the things is what happens is, and believe it or not, you can start out something and you lose it along the way. That's why it's very important that we study our children. And if you have multiple children, each child need to be dealt with separately. What may work with the oldest child may not necessarily work with the youngest child, and they're all in the same household. That's why we must. Can I get some hearts? Am I talking right? If I'm talking right, let me get some hearts. If not, I mean, like I said, please don't hesitate to tune in, write your comments. I like a male aspect. Y'all, come on, talk to me, please. So it's important to understand that, you know, children, you have to study them, and you have to deal with them accordingly to the stages. Yes, you have to deal with them accordingly to the stages. And so ghost parents, it has an issue. It affects the dynamics. It affects the dynamics because um, the presence of the parents are needed, and we have to working and your hours and things and your scheduling, and yes, you have to do what you got to do, but you have to be mindful the children are only going to be children for a short time, and they have the rest of their life to be grown. So that short period of time that they're children, you want to illuminate and amplify that period of time and make your presence so known unto them and establish relationships with them and create bonds with them that is unbreakable, so that when they come to maturity and they come of age, that relationship was already established. Mom don't have to say, oh, well, your dad would have. No, you will know. You will understand. You will have that relationship. You won't have to say your mom this. No, you will have that relationship. I've heard stories where there were families where the mothers were like, oh, well, the father takes care of the child better than I do. So the mother would not do any kind of real interaction. It was like, and the child felt it. The child felt like there was something missing. And then there's also on the flip side. And so I just wanted to bring that up. Can I get some hearts or something? Are you there? Come on, stick with me, y'all. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. So anyway, just understanding that. Hello, Darrell. Thank you for tuning in. It's important that we understand that your presence is very much needed. Hello, Carolyn. Your presence are very much needed in the home. Children need both parents. They need their mothers and they need their fathers. Your presence is a must. It is necessary for the upkeep. And remember, our children are reflections of us. You understand? So when we see things, whether they're young or old, our children are a representation of. We get to see the type of parenting from our children outcome. Hey, I'm gonna bring her up. Say it real quick. When my daughter was getting married, I never ever looked at it like that. But she said, I was told that our children is our report card when it come down to parenting. The very first time I heard that from the youth pastor in my church, Jamel Freeland. When my daughter was getting married, her husband, I think Elder is on here now. I think they blessed my daughter and they handled the cake for her. And she said to me, she says, um, Minister, she said, uh, we're proud of your daughter. We're very proud of her. And she says, you've done a wonderful job. She says, and she's your report card. We can tell your parenting from your daughter. I was like, whoa, I've never heard that before. I'm just saying, I've never heard that before. I never heard that before. And I was like, is that really how society see things when it comes down to children? I mean, because I believe that children, they all have their own mind, you know, but how do they become, there's somewhere along they get shaped. And I'm not saying, I don't know if we should get credit for whether they turn out good or should we be looked bad upon if they don't turn out well. I just believe that relationship, it's all about the relationship. It's all about relationship. It's about relationship. Hello, Kim, and formulating the relationship and studying. There were so many things that uh, areas that we felt that fell by the wayside. But one of the things that I can really attest to was that I did my best to study her. I really did. I did my best to study her, and there are times that I had to bear. There were things that if you read my book, there was times when she was going through stages when my daughter was becoming a teenager and she wanted to go out. Um, she wanted to, hello sis, thank you for tuning in. She wanted to go to the movies with the young, the little, the boy wanted to take her to the movie, and I was like, somebody was like, oh no, she too young, you shouldn't let her go. No, and I had to create the relationship I wanted with my daughter. And my thing was, first of all, I'm not gonna go on a negative with her. I'm gonna go positive. And what I told her was that, mommy's not too comfortable with this. I said, but this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let y'all go on the date, but I'm going with you. When we get to the movies, y'all can sit up in front of me and I'll sit a couple of rows behind you. You're still out. You're still on the date. I'm just there. So at the end of the day, when she told her friends, I went on the date with a boy, she really did. They don't have to know that I was there, but she really did. They went to Coney Island. I was there. There was things I gave her the rope because I didn't want her doing. If she can come to me, then the least I can do is guide her along the way. Now somebody else may not agree with me on that, and that's okay. but it worked for me because I found that she didn't really starve for that. Like when she, and I'm just gonna say, I remember they wanted, kids are kids. They were they were having what they call a hooky party where they were gonna cut class and not go to school. And so, because the relationship that I have with my daughter, I used to go to her school at random times and pick her up, and we'll do dinner, go out or take her shopping, or I would do things randomly, stopping up at her school. And this is high school. I mean, I did it all throughout her schooling because I never wanted her to be afraid that when her mother came up to school that she has that fear that something happened or something is wrong. No, when I came up to the school, she felt good. Oh, my mom coming to get me. We're gonna do something. We're gonna go somewhere. Something's going on. And even if there was a situation, that wasn't the first thing that offended her. Oh, my. Hello, Wanza. Good to see you. Hello, Patricia. Good to see you. And so what happened was, so they were having a hooky party. And so she came to me and she said, Mom, they're having a hooky party. Hey, Pat, Overseer Wallace. She says, and I want to go. I said, oh, really? Well, where it's going to be at? She told me where the house was, who house. I said, really? And I says, okay, well, this is what you're going to do. I said, did you do all your homework? She said, yes. I said, do you have any upcoming tests that you need to take or you need to be prepared for? Them? She said, no, everything is straight, everything. I said, okay, then you don't have to go to school today. You can go to the hooky. You can go to the hooky party. Now, somebody else would say, what in the world is that? So this is what happened when she goes to the hooky party and she's going and everybody was like, where your book bag? She said, my book bag is home. I told my mom I was coming to the hooky party. They was like, what? What in the world? Who does that? That's not a real. She was like, listen, no, because I'm not going to cut school and come to this. That might be the day that my mama come to that school to take me out somewhere. I'm not messing up what I have. And I say this is because we have to, no matter what may be going on around, if we set this thing and set these relationships and create these bonds and set the tone, we can have the right type of outcome, I believe. Okay, not saying, like I said, doesn't I'm not I'm just sharing with you all. Are we okay with this? Are y'all okay with this? Remember, I told you I'm gonna have to tune off at 8:30 because I got a Zoom meeting that I want to go to. But are we okay with this? Anybody want have anything they want to say? You're welcome. Your comments and your opinions are welcome here. But I'm just sharing with you that when it comes down to parents and now, even not just her dad too. Her dad too would do things with her in terms of making sure that he established a relationship. I mean, we had our highs and lows. When there were times he and I was on the outs and difficulties, but overall, when it came down to her, we were solid. He was solid in his role. He was solid in his interaction and his nourishment and things, and I was solid in mine. So my thing is that when you got two parents in a household, you have to be mindful to not become so common that the child get lost, or that because you're so caught in a routine of, okay, like you set the table, okay, I'm going to provide, she's going to tend to the child, or I'm going to take it. No, you have to balance it. You got to be mindful. You have to set the tone. You have to be mindful of the needs of the child, and don't look at it as if, oh, I'm not giving her what she wants. She wants me to do this because this and that, if I do this, no. And you can't be like, oh, I'm going to do this because of him. No, you can't have that kind of outlook. Pat Overseer said, that's interesting. You weren't fearful to take that risk of her going to a hooky party. True. Absolutely not. Because if she was able to tell me where she was going, who she was with, the address, and everything. And I knew. So that means then you, because one of the things our relationship was, I always said to her, if I had to come somewhere, because the thing was, if she could tell me, I could have popped up there. She knew me that I was known for doing things like that. I was a pop up parent. And I made myself very, created a relationship where I made myself so present in her life that not only present in her life, that her friends welcomed me. Um, Kim said, that's good, then they don't have to sneak. You gave them a safe place to share and be. Yes, Kim. And that's one of the words that my niece always says. She said, Aunt Tracy, you made it safe for Cola. That's good because you ever, yes. And the thing about it was, but there were things that, there was one time she asked me, um, something I think this is, oh, I'll tell you this. I'm going back to her younger days. She was in the 5th grade. I've always took her to school, right? We would ride the bus, just so the bus that we were riding to school, it was the same bus that I had to take to work. But I would get off the bus with her and walk her to the school. And there was only one street she had to cross. And she was like, Mommy, you don't have to do that. I can cross the street. I can do it. And I says, I know you can, but I'm just not ready yet. So please give me a chance to be ready. When I know you can do it, let mommy get to that place where I can be comfortable with knowing that I can release you to do it. And guess what? She was all right with that because I didn't tell her, no, you ain't gonna cross no street. No, you not. I didn't tell her that she couldn't do it. I knew she was capable. It was me being ready to release her to do what she's capable of doing. That's a big difference there. And a lot of times we're so quick to say we're not being honest to say, we say, no, 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 no. Tell them, listen, I'm not ready for you to do that yet. I'm not comfortable. I'm not saying that you're not smart. I'm not comfortable with that yet. Those things are, it's very important because when we do that, we're creating a place for our children to have the mind to think. Then not only to think for themselves, we give them the place to think about their parent. So now she understands that, oh wow, mommy's not ready for something. Okay. Oh, and she told me because I didn't want my daughter to make me her God. Because sometimes we as parents, we make our children places as we're God, that we can make mistakes and we don't have uh uh I'm not saying you have to put everything before them, but you have to give them, because that way, that opens the field for them. At least that's what I believe. Is this good? And so I believe that we have to assure our children, and that's even with our children need to be able to feel the relationship. They need to be able to uh, yeah, they need to be able to know that they're getting what they need to get from their parents. You know, and so I just share that because, like I said, we I I was talking about the fact of, because Cola has a relationship with her dad as well as with me, but the children need to have, a lot of times ghost parent and the children in a two-family home, they sometimes miss out on the aspect of having that relationship with that parent in the home. One could be absent, it could be present but not present. So it could be all mommy and not daddy, or all daddy and not mommy, and that's an imbalance. And then you see that. Oh, thank you, Kim. Kim said, yes, that was good. Yeah, so it's important. And so then when you build a relationship with them from knee high, you have to do it at a very young age. The child needs to know what mommy does, and the child needs to know what daddy does, meaning that I can tell you that with my grandchild. He knows there's things that his mommy do with him. He knows there's things that his daddy do with him, and he knows there's things that grandma does with him. We establish that with them from little. But you can't fall off. You have to stay the course. And when you establish that while they're little, then by the time they're grown, it's already locked in. And sometimes we and what happens is as parents, when we have issues with each other, the child feels the effects of it. And it becomes devastating to them because then we're like, oh, I can't deal with your mother, so I'm not gonna be around the child. Or the mother be like, I can't deal with your father, so they won't let the father around the child. Who feels the impact of that? The child. The child feels the impact of that. Jasmine says, I love that you have an open relationship with her because I never had that with my mom, but I try my best to do it with my daughter. And that's awesome to have that safe place. Yes, Jasmine. I love you, Jasmine. And yes, you have to remember one of the things I always say is that it doesn't remember as parents. And a lot of times I say this, I've been saying it. I told my daughter this when she was, I think, about 11. I think I mentioned this one time before in another live. I told my daughter, I says, listen, you know mommy love you. I love you with all of my heart. I said, but while you're young, you're going to love me. Everything I do, you're going to love me. But there's going to come a time when you get older that you're going to judge me. And I want you to know that it's all right because you're entitled to feel and to express whatever it is that you feel. But understand, I'm giving you what I know and I'm giving you what I believe to be the best for you. And if there's something that is missing and lacking, I cannot undo anything and I can't make up. All I can do is grow as we go. What do y'all think about that? She can tell you that right now. I told her that 11 years old. And so when the day came and we were able to have conversation about her upbringing, and there were certain things that she was saying, and she was like, yeah, you know what? I didn't like what, and I didn't like that. And I was like, whoa, wow. Yeah, okay, that's all right. That's all right. I said, yeah, that's all right. And so it's important because a lot of times we as parents, we have to not be in our, because a lot of parents, I think, get sick, have issues, physical ailments and things because sometimes they think they have given their all to their children, and then they feel like their children give them their butt or toss in their face. That's not, there's, you don't compare. You have to understand you're the parent, the child came from you, and there's no instructions, there's no books or anything on raising children. How, Naya? Um, but the thing is, you learn as you go. You grow and you learn. But the thing about it is that you do not beat yourself up. And like I said, everything is trial and error, and you can only do that which you know. You can only do what you know. You know what? I'm gonna have to tune off here at 8:30 because I have hello Jose. But was this good? I'm just sharing with you all. So as parents, just let us be mindful. That especially you two family homes, make sure that you establish these relationships with your children because it's not about the spouses, it's about the children on in this particular area that I'm speaking of, that the children understand that I got my mommy and I got my daddy, and that it's not going to be an imbalance, and that it's not all mommy and no daddy, or it's not all daddy and no mommy, and that we have to make sure that we are mindful of it, because remember, our children go every day and our children only have a short time to be children and the rest of their life to be an adult. So it is the thing that you pour into them how you raise them, how you interact with them, and what you fill them up with determines the outcome of them as an adult. Our children, our relationship with our children as children plays the role of the types of relationships that they have as an adult. If there is abandonment, imbalance, not enough, whatever it is that the shortcoming is, you have to understand you're going to see the effects of it in our children. If you're speaking negative of the other parent constantly to that child, you have to know that there's going to be an effect from that. If you're constantly not, if you're constantly taking over, and I'm talking about the two parent home, if you're constantly taking over, one parent taking over and not allowing the other parent to do its part because you feel like they can't do it the way you do it and all of those things, the child is the one who will feel the effect of it. The child will. And remember, we're two different people. There's a man, he's a woman, you're a woman. You was raised one way, he was raised another way. There's going to be so many uh, uh, in things that are different from one another, but you have to understand how he does it with his son. Let him do it with his son. How you do it with your son as a mother, then you do it your way. But you don't compare how he's supposed to do it. That, oh, because you do it this way. If he tell him feed yourself with his left hand, and he eats with his left hand, you don't go and say no. He don't eat with his left hand. He eat with his right hand. If the child is doing it, then let him do it. That's how the father would let him do it. So the child can be both hand, do left hand and right hand. The thing is that as parents, we can't be so uh, overbearing to the place where that you think that one out that you outdo the other. There should be no competition. There should be no jealousy. There shouldn't be those types of things when it comes down to children. So it's very, very important that we understand that when it comes down to raising our children into the parent home, like I was saying, um, that um, that the children are when the household, we are saying that when the household, the parent is present but not present, you have to be involved with the child. You have to make sure that the child, I know you're working, I know you're tired, I know the cares of life and bills and house cleaning and all those things, but let me tell you, you have to set a routine. You have to set a routine and let that child know that it's it's all about them. you know that child needs to know. That child needs to know that mommy and daddy, that they are the priority. The child needs to be able to, the child will sense it. They will sense it, you know and so I think that the way we handle that is very important, how we handle that. And so I just want to share that with you all. So I just want you all to be encouraged, that to be mindful of, when it come down to the children, that you are front and center, that you set up, because I know with this pandemic, I know you're saying, because even though the kids are in the home, everybody home, that don't mean that you're giving the child what is need. Yeah, you're stuck in the house, but does that mean you could be stuck in the house and the child is stuck on a tablet, stuck on a computer, stuck in their room, stuck, just they come out the room, fix their food, go in the refrigerator, go back in their room, watch their TV, watch their tablets, watch their, that doesn't, that's not what, where's the interaction, where's the, okay, hey, what do you got to go for walks, you got to do things, you still got to find a way to make it happen. and build these relationships, and create these unbreakable bonds that are, because that's how it has to be done. So I just wanted to talk to you about that. I think I'm going to try to come back on, if not tonight, but I will be. I think I'm going to come back on in the middle of the week. Um, and we just talk a little more back then. But I am so thankful. Can I get some hearts? Can I get some hearts? Thank you all for tuning in with Tea Time with Tracy. It's been a great pleasure having you with me. I appreciate each and every one of you and your comments. I thank you for being a part of my following. I will ask this of you, if that you would if you would continue to follow me, and if you have any questions or any concerns, or even if there is a matter that you'd like us to discuss on Tea Time with Tracy, please inbox me. I would love to bring it to the table and bring it to the forefront, because, as you know, we are better together and we are helpers of one another. And no man is an island. We need each other. Relationships are important. God has ordained relationship. God knows that we are better together. That's why He said it's not good for man to be alone. Where it's not good for us to be alone. We are helpers of one another. We need to be together. And that's what we do here. We're going to help each other. And what I know, I'm going to share with you. And I allow everyone to make their comments, as long as nothing negative, because you never know who will come on this live and be able to share with you or give you some kind of information that can be helpful to you. So I like to be able to talk about the comments that the people give, because we are helpers of one another. That's what Tea Time with Tracy is all about. Okay, so I thank you all for tuning in with me. And again, as I always do, this is a Christian based, live Christian based forum. Tea Time with Tracy is all Christian based. We believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. And I never go off without compelling men and women to come and give their life to Christ. Accept Jesus as your personal Savior today. I tell you, He's the Lord of my life. I am nothing without Him. The best thing I ever did was to accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And so I offer Him to you today. It is the best gift that I can ever give you. Nothing that I can say can ever take the place of you accepting Him as your personal Savior. The Bible tells us in Romans 10:9, if a man confess out of his mouth and believe in his heart that Jesus died and God rose Him up, that he shall be saved. As simple as that. And so all you have to do is say, Lord Jesus, come into my heart. I accept you as Lord and Savior of my life. I repent of my sins. I ask you to create in me a clean heart and renew the right spirit within me. I accept you as my Lord and Savior. I believe that you died for me. I believe that you rose on the third day, that God rose you up just so that I can be saved. And I accept you today. That's all it is. And as I rejoice in Tea Time with Tracy. Rejoice with each and every one of you who has accepted Jesus as your personal Savior. As I rejoice with you, so does the heavens and the angels rejoice with you as well. And so until we meet again, be blessed, stay prayerful, and remember, keep those bonds, keep building, keep working on them bonds, work on those relationships, work on that work relationship, work on your family relationship, work on your children relationship, and work on your spouse relationships. And I will meet with you at the next time. To all, God bless. It's Tea Time with Tracy. Thank you for tuning in.